Hey everybody, welcome to the Rise or Die podcast with yours truly, Stephen M. Lowisz. This is episode 59, Your Stock Value. So I woke up at 4 a.m. today. It's just after 7 a.m. This podcast will be released by like 7:30. I'm extremely quick with these once I record them. So you'll be able to listen to it during rush hour, what have you. But 4 a.m. is tough. There's no way around it. I don't enjoy getting up at 4 a.m. There's nothing fun about it. But it's important to do for a couple of reasons. One, who do you think is more... think about going into a business meeting, a tough business meeting, you're negotiating a contract. Who do you think is going to have more power? The guy who woke up and is late to the meeting? Or the guy who's already been up for hours creating more shit than the other man has done in the entire week? I mean, that's kind of the logic that I go by. If I'm up more and I'm productive, not just up to be up, but if I'm cranking shit out, what does the next guy have on me? What does the next guy have that I don't? And the reason that I get up at 4 a.m., so obviously I can't make calls. Obviously I'm not having meetings. Obviously, there's only so much that I can do at such a horrible hour. But what I can do is what I can't during the day, which is invest in myself. See, during the day, I'm going from meeting to meeting or client to client, working on different things, and my days are absolutely freaking hectic. I love what I do, but oh my word, I would love if things slow down a bit. Just a bit. I love fast pace. But I hate going from client to client to client, from meeting to meeting to meeting, right? Like sometimes you just need to take a breath. But in the morning, no one's bugging me. In the morning, I don't have anyone calling me. In the morning, my employees are not yet working. So I have all this time to actually take care of Steven. Steven can finally take care of Steven. So from 4 to, call it 4:15 to like 5, I read. I finished a great business book, by the guy by the name of, gosh, I can't talk right now, Gary Vaynerchuk. It's Gary Vaynerchuk's book, moral of the story. And tomorrow I'll be on to my next book. And then by next week I'll be on yet to another. And I encourage reading, but it's not just about reading itself. It's about the fact that most people don't actually invest in their own internal stock value. They forget that they themselves are an investment. You get paid what you're worth. It may not be the same thing that you think you're worth, but at the end of the day, you get paid what you're worth to other people. If you show up and you dominate and especially from an entrepreneur's perspective, I do believe that there are some limitations in the corporate world where maybe you're underpaid. Whatever. Find a different job. I don't know if you realize, but there's more jobs out there than there are people to fill them, especially in industries like technology and sales right now and all over the board. And I know this because I have a talent acquisition background. Anyways, at the end of the day, you're paid what you're worth. So if you're not instilling enough confidence into your clients, if you're not showing up and showing them the results that you can get and actually giving them the results that you sold them on, if you're not doing that, then guess what? You're going to be paid shit. On the flip side, I'm going to go off on another little rant here. One of the best things that I learned was that clarity is the modern currency. Clarity is the modern man's currency. Basically, people already know what they need to do, but with how hectic life is, they kind of need someone to remind them. They need someone to essentially hold them accountable to do what they need to do. Every business owner that I work with knows they should be on social media. But I give them clarity on actually how to do it, how to execute, and I get them results. Everyone knows that they need to take sales more seriously. I give them clarity on how to actually sell. Under Invictus, I give men clarity on how to have it all. It's shit they already knew. That's the funny part. I am good at giving clarity and making things simple. I'm not good at creating something brand new from nothing. I'm not smart enough. I'm not going to be the next Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg. But I'm good at making complicated things very simple. So, moral of the story, now that I got off my little rant there, moral of the story is most people aren't investing in themselves. See, even if you're getting paid, let's say $40,000 a year right now, you can exponentially grow that into millions in a relatively short amount of time. But the current version of you can't. The future you can. The current version of you can't, otherwise you already would be. So what's the difference between you now and you in a year making $1 million? It's how far are you willing to go to invest in your own internal stock value? What are you willing to do to change? What are you willing to do to up your skill set, up your communication skills, up your leadership? You got to figure out how far you're willing to go to increase your own internal stock value. Moral of the story is, if you don't increase it, neither will your income. It's as simple as that. So, across Body, Being, Balance, Business right now, where do you need to invest? Where do you need to invest in yourself? Do you need to take some time and just be alone? Like, we all have those moments. Do you need to focus on body and get yourself in shape so that you can take on the day with as much energy and enthusiasm as you know you need to? Do you need to increase your skill set when it comes to marketing or sales or again, leadership or finances or anything? Where do you need to invest in yourself and increase your own stock value? That's what I'll leave you with today for episode 59 of the Rise or Die podcast. As always, share this podcast with someone that you want more for out of their life, someone that needs a little kick in the ass, just like you get from me every day. In addition, subscribe at riseordiepodcast.com for some of our exclusive content. Talk to you tomorrow.